Hey guys! Everybody seemed to enjoy watching my assembly video of this cheap tubing bender, so I figured we may as well continue on with the Swag Offroad air over hydraulic system. Follow along while we get it put together. Thanks for watching. I'd like to thank Swag Offroad for their great customer support, but I didn't buy this through them. I got this kit through Amazon. I paid full retail price for it, so it's not anything that's been provided to me. This is strictly just my observations while building it. Where we start off here is we've got to stiffen up the clamp pieces that are going to hold the actuator in place, and the way we're going to do that is weld up these corners and along the sides, and the same on the clamp piece here. These arms will get welded in somewhere along those lines, and essentially they replace this arm here, attaching to the tubing bender on this pivot point. Something along those lines there with these bushings. I'm not sure what kind of bushings those are, but there are bushings. That assembly will replace this arm and this spacer tube on the bending assembly, be captured by that bolt. I don't want to damage my camera by recording weld arc, so I think what I'm going to do is shut the camera down. I'll take this over to the welding table that's over there and hit it with the MIG welder, get everything welded up, and then I'll come back when we've got it back here on the bench. Hopefully you guys won't laugh too hard at the quality of my welds. Fresh from the welding table, I won't claim that those are perfect welds, but they should hold the metal together adequately. A little bit out of practice. Welding's one of those things that you need to do somewhat regularly to stay on top of. As I said, these are fresh from the welding table, and they're still a little too warm to... I don't think you quite cook something on them, but they're pretty toasty. So I'm going to let these cool off for a little while. We'll do some cleanup, take the splatter off and some of the residue, and then we'll try fitting everything up to the tubing bender and see if we can get it to work. As the old saying goes, a grinder in paint makes me the welder I ain't. Anyways, we've got it basically cleaned up. Mostly I was worried about getting the splatter off, and that looks not too bad. So basically, sliding the mounting bracket onto the actuator, we want to push it down fairly as far as it'll go. There's a rubber plug on the back that we want to shove the clamp down on. The trick that we're going to get into is we want to make sure that we're up around the full-size barrel. This has a taper to it. We want to make sure that we're on the full size of the shaft, or the full size of the body of the actuator. And I don't know that it really matters what direction you have this pointed, but I'm thinking I'd like to put the air actuator down just because that gets it out of the way. So we set up the clamp, and we take the outer half, line it up, one washer, backside we put another washer and a nylock, and we repeat for the lower bolt. Three-quarter wrench, and I'm using a 19 mil socket, but that's the same as a 3/4. Snug the top bolt up and then bring the bottom one in. That gets our pivot bracket attached to the actuator. I've taken the bending die out of the bender just to make things lighter to deal with. Here's our bender. Now we have to take this bolt out and replace it with the pivot point on the actuator. Likewise, we have to take the outer bolt out of the bending arm, and that is also 3/4 of an inch. To get this main pivot point out of here, we'll need to use an 1 1/16 socket deep to get over the end of the bolt, and a wrench on the head of the bolt. Take our bronze bushings, or I'm not sure if they're bronze or brass, sintered brass, or what they are, but they're a bushing. We slide those into the actuator. We appear to have run into a little bit of a problem. I don't know whether I can show you this or not. one-handed, but the spacing between our top and bottom bars here and here is slightly too long for the for that tube. I think I have a way to fix that. It's called a grinder. We'll just grind a little bit off the top and bottom of that tube, and hopefully that'll all fit together. We'll give the second side a little grinding. Now that we've got it in there, you can give it a little shake, line it up. Careful not to pinch my fingers. The actuator is now attached to the main base arm of the bender. Now we need to bring the actuator rod out so that we can attach it to the bending arm on the bender. I've changed the fitting on this. It came with some weird, I don't know what kind of fitting it was. Not anything I recognized. I put my standard fitting like I use on the rest of my air tools. And the compressor's leaked down. Let me go fire it up, and I'll bring you guys back when I got some air pressure here, because you don't want to listen to the compressor running. This is the original spacer that was in the bending arm. This is the one that came with the Swag Offroad kit, and it fits nicely in the end of the actuator. The standard bolt. Get everything to line up, and we put the nut back on the bottom. We've got our bolt installed with the spacer, and now we have the air actuator hooked up. This is a one-way hydraulic jack. Ideally, in its normal application, it would rely on gravity to pull it back. Unfortunately, in order to get it to go back, we're going to have to pry on it. And with this thing floating around on the bench like that, like it is right now, I can't do it one-handed. So let me put you guys down, and I'll see if I can push on it. Need to give it a pretty good push to get it to start. Once it started rolling though, it worked not too bad. Snug everything back up. Now let's see if we can get it to bend some pipe. We start off with our backing die. This roll pin goes on the bottom. The roll pin centers this block in the opening, and it allows enough room for the arm to get in underneath it. We drop our pin down through. A little bit too close. Large pin goes in. We've got our short pin and our tail capture. Our medium pin that's going to drop in and hold the bending die tight. We take our piece of tubing and we see if we can fit it in here. I don't know if this is going to happen. See, the problem that we have here is that this is not 1 1/4" tubing. This is 1-inch pipe with 1/8" wall, and it's just a little bit on the large side. Let me get a measurement on it. We'll see where we're at. I'll be back in a second. Note to self: buy the right size tubing in the first place, so you don't have to monkey around trying to turn this down. I've turned this down a little bit. It's still not the right size. It's a little on the large side. You wouldn't think that 7th thou would make all that big a difference, but it definitely does. But we've got it wedged in here, and I think we're in a position where we can give this a little try. I got it hooked up, and we'll give it some air. Because we're bending a short chunk, we're dragging it through the die and we're scraping things up here, making a bit of a mess. But we do have a nice little bend going on here. I think I'm going to release all this. We'll take it apart, take a look at what kind of shape the bend is, and I think we're going to end up calling that good enough for this little trial with our incorrect material. Well, that did a really nice job of bending that, other than the scrapes along the side where the die was digging in. But again, that is because this is not the right material. This is black pipe instead of being drawn over mandrel tubing or some kind of other steel tubing. You can see the thickness of the wall here. I'm going to call that a win. Took us a little bit to get there, but I think we'll call that a success. I'm going to ask you guys though, what color should I be painting this? We've got the red actuator, we've got the black bender. I don't know, paint that red, paint it black, some other wonderful color of the rainbow. Leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think. I think this has turned out okay. Once we get this attached to a proper stand and get it mounted to the floor, I think we're going to have a good solid bender, and we're going to be able to have some fun doing some manufacturing. I got a couple of projects that I would like to use this bender for. One on my Razor, and you remember we got that Duramax 440cc motor that I picked up last fall, and might be able to come up with something to use on there. Anyways, I think we're going to call this a win and end it here. Thanks a lot for stopping by, greatly appreciated. Give me one of those thumbs up things. To all the people that watched the first part of this video and subscribe to the channel, thanks a lot. That brought me over the 1,000 subscriber threshold, and I'm on my way to YouTube monetization. Greatly appreciate you taking your time to help me out with that, and we'll catch you guys in the next mess. Thanks for watching.